haven't seen it yet. Where are you? Yeah, let's get another piece.
What if it was in the chamber and it was up near the top? Is it worth just turning suction off for a little bit and see if it settles down? Oh, okay. Sorry, I missed that. I also had
I can be on SPL for a minute.
Derek, our expedition leader, just came by as well, so I was off mic, so I probably missed it.
All right. Biobox.
And I think Gabby's off SPL too, please.
Sorry, I didn't mean to speak secretly too. Dita, where can we, do we have a front bio box to put this in?
Yeah, they're both open.
Oh, that's great. I'd love to put this in the front.
Okay.
If this is going to be a precious one that we have never seen before and we'll never see again. What
Now
do you
watch,
think, Megan?
it'll just be there will be a ton of them at the top.
Yeah, typically after we obsess about a sample, there's like 50,000.
Well, that makes me feel better because I don't want to take the only one.
Okay, I mean, it's up to you. Do you want to take another? I have my doubts about getting this one.
Do you want to try and
Okay.
straighten the hose out?
I think.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I can do that.
Yeah, maybe it got stuck right at the tip. Because I saw it go in.
Do you want to turn on suction while I do this?
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about the last time we did this and we're like, it's got to be in the tube, and then it was just nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
But where does it go? It's like the dryer eating socks.
Exactly.
Was that the massive one? The one that was like huge? Or was that the smaller one? The one that went missing?
It was a big one.
There's a long branch.
Yeah, I remember that. I can't believe you couldn't
Really?
find it.
That one went missing?
Yeah, it went into the hose and we couldn't find it when
Never came out again.
Maybe it's in there with its whole new deep sea colony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It probably just caught hold of
It
this
went
one.
into the abyss.
It
Growing
just
in
reached
the
out
HBU.
and grabbed it. It says, do you know about those fish that live amongst the eelgrass?
Yeah.
Do you want to hang out with me in the tube for the rest of the week?
Yeah.
I don't see it in the tube. Yeah, I can't believe that sample went missing. I was like, oh, it just probably got stuck at the top of the loop.
Yeah, I mean, that last one, I took the whole sample system apart to try and find it, and I saw it nowhere.
Let's get a second
Crazy.
snip.
Okay.
Do you want me to try rotating out of this one into 6 and then back?
Go for it.
Okay. Oh, I got it. There we go. All right.
Wait,
There's a little
falling.
piece.
Oh, you got it.
Hey.
Nice.
Right.
Solved it.
Okay, good.
So pretty
Nice
looking.
job.
Must have just not been seated or something.
Yeah,
So is that jar 5 then?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
great.
Good
Wonderful.
thinking.
Good teamwork.
Mm-hmm.
Loved the group problem solving there.
He was just like right at the entrance to that jar, like, let me in.
Okay.
All right. We're not getting more of this one then?
I think
No.
we're good.
Anything else here?
I think that
was what I wanted.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to get stretched out before we do the next move?
Yeah.
yeah, because we only have
You can zoom past
2 more
Iris
chambers
video
left
now.
for the slurp, for example. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you
best
ready?
to be
You probably put in the move and
Reserve-
get stretched
reserve
out. And still
judgment,
have
'cause
plenty
we-
of time because it takes so
Yeah.
long for the
Yeah,
move
yeah.
to transmit.
Yeah, I am good if you're
I think when we
doing
get up
your
to the
move.
top of
Alright,
the next
cool.
waypoint, then we're going to be on the top of the hill. That could be
Great, now.
particularly rich in both
Yeah.
biomass and potentially some diversity as well.
Can we move 20 meters, 015?
And I will get
Thanks.
more. Alright, let's go.
Some pronounced ripples in that sediment.
Yeah.
They look quite old though.
Stuff flows.
Ooh.
That big one?
That's the one that we kept seeing the big ones that were dead of.
Oh, I
That's
see.
what it looks like when
Oh,
it's
wow.
alive.
That's gorgeous.
Go for Zoom video.
It's called
There should be, like, a
Aspidoscopelia.
flyover.
Aspidoscopelia?
Yep.
That's a mouthful.
They're all a mouthful.
Yeah.
It's in the family Furiidae.
Alright, go wide video.
See, now you know what it looks like when it's alive.
Yeah.
Did we see lots of dead ones of those?
Yeah,
I think we'd
remember
seen
that
the little
first
suction
dive
feet,
where
right?
there's like those really massive dead sponges?
Oh yeah.
That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that one is
Why
like,
don't they look so big when they're alive?
well, like they get really big and then they die.
Oh, okay. So
They
that
probably
one's-
fall over. That's usually what
that one's
happens to
young.
these things.
That's what you're saying.
Front row, I'm going to do a round of gauges, so
Perfect.
give me a
Alright.
shout if things change and I just am buried for some reason.
Sounds
It-
good.
It is 12:57 here in
It's like
American
popcorn.
Samoa. Got someone asking about the time.
But this time it's 11:57 in the daytime, unlike our other watch, which is the same time in the middle of the night. It's always so weird when you leave here and it's bright sunshine outside, and you kind of forget that there's the whole daylight outside.
You forget that you'll ever be warm again.
Yeah. That's what I appreciate.
I feel like I'm never going to be warm again.
We're going to have lots of friends when we go back to Europe. We're going to say, are you sure you spent a month in the tropical South Pacific?
Yeah.
What did you do? Is it like, I wore my fleece a lot.
It's 12:58 in the afternoon here in American Samoa.
I've got the neck tan to prove it, so.
Yeah. Well, you definitely spend your time out on deck with a vehicle work.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing better sun protection next time. It
Yeah,
got a
it's
little spicy out there.
you gotta get one of those like neck protector sun things. What do you call them?
So like the
Buffs.
neck gator buffs.
Ooh.
thing.
Oh, look at that one. That's a
Nice.
really weird looking polyopogon. It's like brown. Maybe it's not doing so well. Normally they turn that color when they're near the end of life.
Here, I'll zoom on it. Just give me a sec. Okay, go for Zoom video?
Going for Zoom.
Because
I'm trying to
they'll get
practice.
kind of clogged up with sediment, and so they'll change color. This one still looks alive though.
What would be the mouthfeel of that?
Mouthfeel, it's gonna be kind of like
Go wide.
fibrous, crunchy.
Oh,
Glass slivers.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
no.
Like jumping on broken glass.
What about the one that we took a sample of? That one seems like it would be chewy.
Yeah, it's a little softer, a little spongier.
Okay.
Yeah,
Would it be like eating jerky
are-
or like...
It would be like cotton candy, but if it was made out of fiberglass.
This is my contribution to
Oh,
the
so it's
science of dogs.
So like loft insulation.
Honestly, this is like the best way of thinking about it. I'd never thought about the mouthfeel of sponges before.
It's all I think about
I
it.
usually think of the sponges more as a furniture for my home.
Oh.
Like, you know, a Bolosoma lamp would be great. And a, you know, minivan sponge couch, you know,
Something very tall.
comfy chair.
So is
That's
this
funny.
a dead one of...
Yeah, it's another
Uh,
dead stock.
Asaka has put a nice story in the chat, Megan, of a German biologist who was in Japan and bought one of those wedding sponges
Uh-huh.
as a souvenir
Oh, so
to
many
take back,
of them.
and then customs made them pay tax on a as a glass artifact.
A
In
glass
customs.
artifact.
Yeah. So it was like as though it was like a handcrafted thing. The customs refused to accept that it was like a natural.
Like an
thing.
animal.
Yeah,
Yeah, I could see how they wouldn't believe
it
you.
was like
I was like,
It's
it's
like-
actually an animal.
This intricate thing is like, that's clearly an artist has like spent a lot of time perfecting that.
Oh my goodness. I don't even know how many hours it would take to try to
Mhm.
reconstruct a glass sponge as a glass art.
Well, I guess that's the thing, right? These glass sponges live a long time. So it's not like it's something that they do themselves in a hurry.
No, it takes a while to grow. But still, like,
Yeah.
Someone what?
that's
message
really artistry.
saying that the thicker the encrust sponge skeletons could be 100,000 years old or even older.
Yeah, the ones that have the manganese crusting on them are,
Mhm.
are very, very, very old. This is like the land of Bolosoma.
Have we been over what they would taste like or feel
That's what the cotton candy.
They would feel like cotton candy?
Yeah, but if it was fiberglass.
Oh.
So they're really soft, but also a bit.
Can you, sorry, can
Not
you get me
ideal.
back into the flush jar for the,
Yeah.
and that camera view back? Sorry, I forgot to finish my job there.
I just realized where my chair's rocking, we have waves outside.
Yeah, for the first
you
time
go
in
figure,
days.
right?
Yeah. Somebody forgot to iron the sea surface today.
Well, my request ran out, I think, requesting the good weather.
Well, we moved away from Vailulu. We finished the sentry dives that I paid for, so.
Can we zoom this Gorgia in front of us?
Yeah, the little barely there cloud?
Yeah, they're barely there cloud. They're so hard to see.
Yeah, let me
I
just
always
get
wonder
my-
how many of those I miss.
They're almost like you have like dirt in your eye, and you're like, something's weird there, but
for Zoom
you
video?
can't see it.
This one looks a little different. Could be something like Gorgia tricollis or
Oh, sorry, I'm coming up. There we go.
Gorgia flavescens.
Jokes? I'm sorry, I'm talking to myself. This is why I don't stay on SBL.
Just say random words, whatever is in your mind. Yeah.
Is it the same type to the right of that yellow stalk sponge? Like it's a little one on the floor.
There's a little one. I think that might be a different species. Well, we've seen at least 3 different species of Gorgia. Oh no, I think you did a great job for that. We can keep moving. I'm gonna call on a move. Bridge nav.
Well, we could do a zoom while we're
We'd
waiting
like
for
to move
Atalanta to
20
start moving,
meters,
right?
015.
Okay.
Thanks. And we've got our squat lobster. I just like how tiny and fine the polyps are. Yeah, except the baby's breath of the deep sea. It'd be cool to have like a bouquet of corals. Yeah, just like, no, I'm not married.
Going wide.
Cue 18 marriage proposals on it.
Oh no.
Oh, well, we got Ryan and Samantha lined up, right?
Yeah, right.
We could do that before getting to port. Get the captain to marry them.
I'm sure Captain would be happy.
An eelgrass bouquet would be great.
Eelgrass and bear pipe fish.
There we go. Well, we won't. You guys will. It'll be your You're a little something special. Old, new, borrowed, and fishy.
You're not an SPL. I want to hear your fun fact.
Sorry, fun fact, bay pipefish are related to seahorses. So they do the same whole parenting thing as seahorses, where the male carries the little babies in a pouch.
Cute.
Do you know how different they are to other species of pipefish? Are they like
I do
similar?
not.
Okay.
I really wasn't aware there was that many others, but
Well, the common name pipefish might actually apply to more than one species of animal.
There's a lot of tropical ones, but there's not very many temperate ones.
Yeah.
So the one in the northwest is pretty unique.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only seen pipefish in really tropical places. I didn't know they existed in the Northwest.
these are like really small, skinny little guys with like the kind of
Sort of prehensile tail kind of situation.
yeah, and the snoot is very like trumpety, you know.
Yeah.
Do they
very
have the really cute
seahorsey.
little face?
Yeah, they
Oh,
have very
okay.
cute little faces.
I do like pipefish.
I should have worn my leafy sea dragons. Or leafy sea
that
dragon
would be good.
earrings. But I chose octopuses today. You know what we haven't seen yet? Chaunacops.
We did
Yeah.
not on this dive.
Not on
We
this
saw
side. We
one-
did see one
Yeah.
before, but
Have
You
we
know.
even seen them like
Well, you know-
regularly?
We saw.
I think
we've
it's
seen
'cause-
2 total.
Oh,
I
wow,
think the
that's
deal
so
was
low.
that they were listening in last night, and not one of you in the front row named them as your favorite animal.
Oh.
Despite all those things you were saying
but they
earlier
were-
in the
they said
cruise about what cute little
organism.
things they were.
They said it was very non-specific. Like,
Yeah.
and when you're competing against dogs, like, what are you gonna do? You're
Mushrooms.
just not gonna win that one.
I
And
like
broccoli.
that you chose sea dogs as your
Yeah.
like seals. They really are.
The best I could do.
oh, is that like a sandy patch
Yeah.
over there?
Let's
Mhm.
take a look.
Let's see let's go look at it. We gotta find an umbellula for Gabby.
Yeah, I would really like to see an umbellula.
What is an umbellula?
Oh
It's a
yeah,
sea
you'll
pen.
see.
I'll see. Oh, a sea pen.
It's a cool looking sea pen.
And it's fun to say
yeah,
umbellula.
Super,
Oh, wow.
super fun to say.
Just got the beach over here.
Yeah.
Sadie's by the
Surprise,
seamount.
Maybe it's not that deep of a sediment patch.
Yeah, it's like it's just a little strip. Look at it
Mhm.
overhead.
Yeah. Interesting. But we are getting to the top, and so it's going to
Yeah,
get
okay.
sandier.
Yeah.
And we're not moving anymore, are we?
We just finished our move.
So are we just gonna keep going?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just keep
Okay.
going.
You can move again if Gabby's okay with it. Okay.
Bridge, Nav. Can we move 30 meters, 015?
Well,
Yeah, you
There-
guys have been
Thanks.
keeping a really good, stable setup. Nice pace. Seeing lots of good stuff.
but not in the sandbox. There's nothing in there.
Yeah,
There
well,
Could be an umbellula in there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's nice to follow margins or features.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this edge.
So
If we
like,
can-
yeah,
If we
you
can just drive up here and then
Yeah. Then
we
you
get
can
to see 2
both.
habitats for the price of 1.
I love that.
2-for-1 deal.
Look at how that sea star is like bananaing on that rock.
Yeah.
Like you'd think he would wrap around it, but he.
Well, that's how they eat. They put their legs in the air. Like they just don't care.
And what are they? What are they eating when
They're
they do
filter
that?
feeding all
Oh.
the little things from the water.
Go for zoom video.
I like that you said it was banana-ing rather than starfishing.
Well, starfishing to me seems like you would
More a little
wrap
more
around
relaxed.
the rock, you know? Or maybe that's octopusing. I don't know. I like that little Shrek thing next to it.
The Shrek thing.
The Shrek thing.
The dead sponge.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm here for the lay people,
It
you know?
totally is.
Yeah.
No, it's like, I knew exactly what you were talking about when you said the Shrek thing. It's like, yep.
Yep.
All right, go wide video.
Oh god.
You're here for the lay people, except when it comes to pipefish, and then you know,
Oh yeah,
like,
then I know my.
crazy amount
Then
of
you're in
knowledge.
Blow our
You're into
minds.
the deep cuts there.
Although even then, Samantha, were my facts correct? I don't know.
No, yeah, they're correct. Yeah, they're correct. I'm trying to think of like the name of the group that the seahorses and pipefish
Yeah.
and sea. I think it's like, is it Signathiformes,
It's a-
Megan? Or is it something else entirely?
It's a hippocampus,
Well, hippocampus is a genus of seahorses.
right?
Sygnathiformes sounds right.
This is me
These
really
are shallow water fish, so I'm kind of lost.
She's lost above 300 meters.
Yeah.
Is
Pretty
300
much.
meters
It's
your
too
cutoff?
bright. It's too bright.
Yeah, pretty
It's
much.
the sun. The sun. I can't see anything.
She's like looking in tide pools, like I have no idea what any of these crabs are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
let
mean,
me,
They're
like,
all crabs though.
yeah,
They're all
let me
crab-shaped.
put an ROV in this, and I'll tell you the tide pool. Then I'll be able to understand what's happening.
Yeah, like my shallow reef fish, I don't know their scientific names, but I know a lot of their common names.
But yeah,
Or their Hawaiian names.
but you know a lot more about their mouthfeel from
The
scuba
mou- yeah, I
diving,
do know
right?
a lot
Yeah.
more about their mouthfeel, that's
Like-
for sure.
You can expect very frequent mouthfeel conversations from me. Just FYI.
I'm just like thinking about beer and like mouthfeel.
I still need to talk to Adam about whether or not I'll die if I try eating that rock.
I mean, like, you won't have a good time. You might want to wait until
You
we're
don't know
closer to a little closer to the hospital.
I just want to know
I
how
think it's
it...
probably
Maybe
just
if you-
very iron rich.
Yeah, if you grind it up fine enough, I think you'll be fine.
No, those rocks like were essentially
No.
turned to powder, like when you
Oh,
like
okay.
looked at them funny.
Like the rusty colored ones?
Yeah, they're just,
Oh, yeah,
they're
you-
basically already powder. They
I don't
like,
think it'd kill you. I
Yeah.
don't know if your stomach would appreciate it.
I don't have to ingest it. I just need it. I
In
just
your
need
mouth?
to know what it...
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, it won't kill you.
Good. I'll take
likely
it.
not.
You heard it here first.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. From our local biologist.
If you see me in the newspaper, you know what happened.
If you hear news of a
It'll
pilot
be my
fatality, yeah, well,
It won't kill you. It's fine.
Well, there's not a
We
lot
should,
going
like,
on
you
this
know,
Reggie.
We did a epibenthic sled tow and brought up a whole bunch of abyssal mud. And that was really fun because we had to like sort through this mud and pick out all the things.
Oh, look, there's
And
a
it was
little
really
ledge over
cold
here.
and like I was up to my elbows in like super fine mud, but it had no scent. It was like the perfect spa experience on the back deck.
Do you ever drive with the camera more tilted up, like on terrain like this, or no?
I do all kinds of things with the camera.
Okay.
Whatever
Yeah.
works.
Just gonna...
I keep wanting to look up.
Yeah,
So if
okay.
you want to look up, I think that's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Maybe let's tilt up
Yeah.
a little bit. Do you think you could tilt up a little bit?
Yeah.
Or if I was like gonna stop here and do something like that, what would be my go-to auto for, or do you just hands off sticks and do your thing?
So say again, what's the situation that you want to
So
solve?
hypothetically, if I didn't want to tell you to do the camera
Uh-huh.
and I wanted to do it,
Uh-huh.
what would be the best way for me to let go of the sticks for a second?
If you just wanted to do it for a second, it depends on, if you're on the right page,
Yeah.
you could totally go freehands.
Okay.
Really, things happen quite slowly with this vehicle, and you have a lot more time than you think you do, as long as like you're not getting left behind by Atalanta.
Okay.
So I do plenty of just like letting go. Sometimes
Yeah,
we pass the
okay.
vehicle from one person to another without touching a single button. You're just
Okay.
like, have fun.
Okay, so there's not,
There's not really rules. It's
Go
not
for a
like
Zoom video?
driving a car where you can't take your hands off the steering wheel.
Okay.
Things happen
So
slowly.
if I
and
was
you
missing
kind
a
of have to
procedural-
understand, like, it depends on the current. It depends on whether you're in a fragile environment. It's all context.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, go wide video.
Yep.
Cool. Thank you.
Maybe I'd take my hands off the XY stick, but I keep it on the verts if I'm quite floaty, or, you know, you're figuring it out as you go. And when you're coming up on a slope like we are, it's better to stay more out front with the vehicle. It gives you more time to respond to things. Now this slope, Atalanta's already at the top of it, but it's just something I wanted to point out. It's nice to stay really ahead of things at the beginning, and then you start to sort of see how far you can push them.
Yeah, okay.
Bridge, nav. And we move 20 meters, 015. Thanks.
And watch which direction you're headed.
Yeah. Yeah, we are headed.
I keep seeing these tiny little cookie stars, our tiny little raviolis.
There we go. Nice. Yeah, if you want to zoom on any of them, point them out, because they're...
I'm contemplating if we should collect one or not. So it could be already a described species that was collected by the Okeanos, or it could be a new species, and I have a hard time telling with the cookie stars.
So we got...
I want to get you out front of...
Yeah, okay, because we got
off
stuff
to the right.
Okay. Coming off to the right, because we got that big...
Yeah, and I want to be able to come up it.
Shelf there. Okay.
I basically just whatever it takes to get Atalanta.
Yeah, we are coming into like a trough, aren't we?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I will start coming up.
It's cool looking, but
it is cool looking.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's an interesting feature.
even though you're in the trough,
yeah,
why don't you climb the right-hand side of it
so
you don't get too far to the port of Atalanta.
Okay.
So turn and face the slope you're going to climb.
Okay. And let me just...
that way, because otherwise you'll just bash your starboard side into it.
Yeah, I just got to turn without hitting the arm here.
Didn't we used to be able to control the camera on the joy box?
We did, but we just, this last off-season, did a significant upgrade to the hydraulic valves. And now all of the electronics that drive the hydraulic valves in the manifolds are actually in the manifolds themselves.
I see.
And they speak a different language than they used to, and the joy box is not set up to speak that language yet, but our software guy is on it.
Right.
All right. Just keep going.
There you go. Yeah, this is a tricky geometry to think yourself through, but you did a great job.
Yeah, that was interesting.
And once you're out front, you can just sort of rejigger yourself so that you're following the train the best you can and staying out front of the vehicle.
Yeah, okay.
Atalanta the best you can. And
data, I have stopped pump 4 and started pump 5. Let me know when you would like the information.
1 moment, please.
Yeah, of course.
When we get to this next waypoint, front row, if we still have rocks exposed on the seafloor, that might be a time to see if we can get a second rock for Adam, because if it does become flat topped and sediment covered for the rest of the dive, that could be our last opportunity.
Okay.
One second, Mary, I lost my pencil.
Oh, no worries.
What the heck?
All right, can we look at this brown coral?
Yeah. Are we still moving?
Nope.
Okay.
how would you find that out?
I would look at that number, which is 2 right now.
Yeah, but
that's pretty
flickering
much
on and off.
Okay.
It just.
Well, was it below what? It's not really
Just
moving?
bottom left of the...
Another trick is if there's a white ship outline, it means the ship is moving to something. If it's just gray and there's no white, then the ship is not moving.
Sorry, I just gotta get
Oh,
closer
okay.
to the floor
Mary,
here.
what was the time, end time?
For pump 4, it finished at 0019
Okay.
at the depth 2397 meters.
And you're talking about that little, that brown
And
one.
what was the
Yeah, the
volume?
brown one that's kind of
164,481.
moving in the breeze.
174,481.
16.
Here, I'm just pretty high, I'll get.
Okay, and did you start another one?
Yes, I started pump 5, also at 0019 and also at 2397 meters.
I think it's a black coral.
Go for Zoom video?
Chris German, did you see updated time for recovery?
I did not. What was the answer?
The answer is 1900 for recovery now.
Okay.
And Megan, did you get that sample number?
I did not.
221,
So
please.
that is
221.
pretty much going to be off bottom at 1600, right?
A little star behind it.
We're
That's a great question.
2,500.
Oh yeah, I keep seeing those. They're so tiny.
So 2,400 meters would be
Yeah, are you able to identify
80
it, or-
minutes.
Is it a black coral?
That is a black coral.
Yeah, okay.
I don't
Oh, it's probably an hour and a half to the surface, right?
know. It kind of looks
Yeah,
like it's a
2 hours,
Tristopathes, but
probably.
it's
We
Okay,
last time
so
came
it's
up at
strange,
20
right.
meters a minute, so that's about 2 hours.
So if we had 30 minutes for actually getting it inboard, that's
Do
two
you
and a
think we
half.
can sample this?
yeah. We can sample this.
This one?
Yeah, that'd be
Okay.
awesome. It's so weird.
Perfect.
Okay, we're set up pretty well for that, I would say.
Yeah, I'll just get
If you want to do your landing.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see it in the overhead. It's like invisible.
Yeah, no, it's kind of blends in.
Because I think we're still kind of far from it.
Oh, your camera, by the way, is tilted way up. So I
Yeah,
can
that's
tilt it
that's
down.
kind of why. Yeah, cool. Yeah, maybe tilt down that way. I can get closer. I'm also way off the bottom here, so.
Brian, do you want me to come wide?
Oh yeah, thank you. Thanks for reminding me.
All good.
I know you get so used
Tunnel
to it.
vision there. Yeah.
There's also been a request from
Oh,
shore,
there he is in the. I
um,
got you.
maybe for Megan's attention more than anyone, that Hanko Bakker
Alright.
from the Netherlands has requested that if we see any of the tiny snails that are associated with sponges, they would also be good to collect.
Oh yeah, yeah. I see those really often. I don't know what they are, so I
Chris
would agree
German,
with that.
Look at the picture. Look at this coral that we're looking at in lower. It is beautiful.
You think I haven't been focusing it
Oh,
up my
okay.
hand already?
Yeah, lower's where you're looking.
I've
Yeah.
been sitting here playing with the iris and
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
trying to get the mood lighting.
We
we're
could
gonna
try
sample
centering
this,
it
or-
up in lower as well.
Do you want me to? Yeah, I can come up.
Oh, actually, yeah, before we sample, that might just
Sure.
Just a
Give you a practice
little-
landing.
Yeah.
and
Let's do that.
It's a good
Like a-
exercise, and it'll be beautiful.
I'm going to give autofocus its chance to impress me. Oh, it's actually doing quite a good job as we center it up.
I just gotta get up the rock a little bit. Oh. Do we want it more? Do we want to be
Can
closer
you
than
nudge
that?
a little bit? Yeah,
Yeah,
about
sure.
like 2 centimeters closer or something.
Yeah.
Just because I'm being that precious.
Yeah. No.
Ever since DJ started announcing that I was director of photography in the back row
Yeah.
Oh,
on the
really?
photogrammetry
It's not in your
survey,
head, is what
after
you're
you
saying?
guys went to the...
All
It's
the
good
power.
practice.
Yeah, no. That's great. Oh, it's hard to fly by that one. Sorry, bear with me.
Money shot.
I think if I land, it won't ever be centered on
Okay.
You can do it floating.
that way, but I'll...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, we can get nice and...
If you're logging in on nautiluslive.org, you're able to
Dan will
see
be so proud.
3 different camera views.
The iris just responds so slowly.
So camera 3 gives you different camera views.
There we go. Let's drift down a
Nice
bit.
job centering it up.
It's very pretty. I can just go up and down if the iris is responding really slow.
Yep, that's good.
It's,
And just taking
Maybe
it
it's
like a couple of shots either side.
yeah. There you go.
It's never going to look this good again. Okay, thank you, Rai.
Awesome. All right, I will back off and we can land.
I have a question here. Atlanta, how many meters does it have to stay above Hercules? Is it 20 to 25 meters?
We like 15 to 30, I would say.
Yeah, it
How
depends on what
long
we're
is the
doing.
tether itself? Is
It's
it
30 meters,
right?
plus or minus.
Right, so presumably you never
Got
want to be
down
all the way
a
up.
little bit forward, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Is this another snip and slurp? Or is this going in a bio box?
We're gonna have to put it in a box. Will definitely get stuck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This will also probably be neutral, hey? So if we put it in the front, we sort of lose the ability to open the front box. Okay. Okay, we'll just have to warn people about the front box that you only get to open it a little bit. I can't, oh, you've got a sticky note specifically.
Don't, it says, do not open forward bio box. No, absolutely not. Don't even think about it.
I think like you could probably, because this is going to be a biggish sample, like you could probably open it.
Yeah.
But you
No,
have
I don't
to
think
be...
I don't think it'll be as
Okay.
crazy as the Bathopathes, but it might be a bit floaty.
Bathopathes wears a little life jacket. Go for zoom video.
See, the polyps on this aren't as like inflated as the Bathopathes, so I think
Okay, so what kind of a sample from this do you want?
just the tip.
Okay.
You don't have to take the whole thing, just like a nice
Okay.
few inches from the top, getting some of the branching points.
Okay, great. Okay, go wide video.
Megan, what's inside the polyps to make them buoyant?
I don't think there's anything inside them that makes them buoyant, but like the tissue is more neutrally buoyant than the skeleton, and
Okay.
the like tissue to skeleton ratio is more even. It'll be more floaty or more neutral.
Do you want your box view engage cam?
Sure.
Sorry, I don't want to
So
grab your...
the black
do it.
corals, their skeleton is proteinaceous, and it tends to be very thin and very strong.
And can you, well, I'll grab this first and then we'll do all the other stuff. Video, can you give me a zoom? Keep going. Okay. That's a good place right there. Okay.
I think this might be like
about
the
this, Megan?
telepathies. That looks perfect.
Oh, awesome. I'm
Yeah,
so
it's
glad
great.
that broke. They don't always.
Do they sometimes spaghetti?
Yes,
Yeah.
sometimes they just...
Some of them have like very tough skeletons that are kind of rubbery, like Chrysogorgia or something. Okay, retract the camera.
Yeah. We are retracted.
Okay. Box out, pan down.
Yeah. Perfect. You're still in Zoom for video, just FYI.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
she's
yeah.
got me. She
Yeah,
comes
yeah,
back with
you
me
are-
now.
you are on it.
Yeah, we read each other's minds.
All right.
Oh.
I forgot we had these in here. Actually, this might be beneficial because it might just stick to the bag
Oh.
and not be as floaty.
Like Velcro?
Can you tilt down anymore?
Yeah.
Okay, there.
Maybe Landa?
I might, okay. I gotta think about this, whether I want to go like
I don't know.
on the front of the box. I think I want to shoot for the back of the box.
I think you're right. Back
so
of the
that
box.
somebody can open this box again, maybe. Video, can you give me some iris? Yeah.
Oh.
It's okay. We're working with it.
Well, maybe if you did Omega, it might fall into the scoop.
Interesting.
And
okay.
then it'd be less likely to
okay, I can give that a go.
escape, since they're facing different directions. Just thinking.
I wonder if pitch doesn't have a problem too.
You're not using elbow at all right now?
I am. Yeah, it's elbow. Come on, buddy. There we go.
I feel like when you isolated it, as soon as you got rid of elbow, everything stilled. But
Yes, there we go.
Perfect.
That's what I wanted.
just imagine Winston sticking his face in a peanut butter jar.
I would really like a bit better behavior from the elbow, but if the elbow's been talking to Winston, it's not going to happen. Okay, I think that is pretty good. Can you guys pan over so I can see the elbow?
Absolutely.
And tilt up. Great. A little more. Great. And tilt down. a very small space.
Chris in data.
Nice.
Can you check
Nice
with
guy.
the sponges that were collected earlier? Did they have snail associates with them, do you know, or were they were just not by themselves?
Just the sponges.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you can close that up.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I've only ever seen those snail associates on the big sponges.
Okay.
There we go.
Thank you. That was
Oscar was
awesome.
saying there's been lots of study in
That
shallow water.
is
but
222.
Yes, 222.
Is that all we wanted here?
Yeah, in this spot. I also saw something that Santiago might be interested in.
Okay.
Just ahead of us.
Can we make a note not to open that box all the way
Yes.
and
Yes.
to leave the
Yep.
scoop in it?
Got it.
So that's the starboard side box. You can open that box. It's going to be fine. That thing wasn't super floaty, but it won't survive the scoop coming out.
I'm gonna get out ahead of you. Sorry.
Yeah, Megan was saying there was something else here that we wanted.
Sorry.
It's ahead of us a little bit,
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
so we can pick up.
We can get there without moving the ship?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's
Okay.
just ahead of us a little
Okay.
ways.
Perfect.
I saw it as we were landing.
Just straight forward.
I think so.
I'll just go slow.
Some interesting stuff happening in the crane hold right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I was like, what is that movement?
I was watching that.
This is Bobby Argus.
Yeah, see the white coral coming
yeah,
into
yeah.
view? I think Santiago would appreciate that one.
Okay, we want to
Yes,
sample that
yes.
What is it? Why is it so good?
It is a I can't say it, subaragorgia or a paragorgia.
Okay.
one? All right. I'm gonna try to
Yeah,
find
these are
somewhere enough.
weird and rare.
And what do we know about it? Is it a heart? Is it like a fragile skeleton? Is it a rubbery skeleton?
It's a little rubbery. Yeah, so unlike the coralliums that are super fragile, these are very bendy, and if you put some thruster wash over them, they'll just kind of flop around a little bit.
Okay.
They will sink.
Yeah, so this is probably a starboard box with the starboard vert turned off.
Can be a starboard box.
Okay.
So what you're
Yeah,
saying
they've got
is I
sort of a
shouldn't wedge
denseness to
you
them.
Yeah,
into this rock.
I'll need to be able to use the starboard arm.
Okay. I'm gonna try to get on top of the rock that's right here.
Someone just typed in, there is a hemicorallium or a paragorgia there.
Yeah, so this is paragorgia.
What does gorgia mean? I remember you mentioning it the other day, explaining what that means.
Well, I was talking about like
Any
The-
corals at the end has gorgia.
yeah, gorgia are like our gorgonians. It's sort of like an octocoral thing. A lot of the octocorals have gorgia at the end.
Okay.
Megan,
Yes?
how do you, or what makes you think Gorgia versus Paragorgia?
Oh, because I saw
Sample
the color and the branching, it looked kind of sparse, but now that I see it closer, I think it's Paragorgia.
So I'll be able to get that, I think. In
Yeah.
general, I would
Just
say
from
that's
far
a bit on the
away, I
close
got
side.
excited about
especially like the
Subaragorgia.
arm gets
Yeah,
very
yeah.
constrained
But
in
I
close.
think I take
Okay.
that one back.
That'll be fine for now, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Good to
rule
know.
it, rule,
We won't rule it out. It's really hard to tell visually between the two genera.
So are we feeling pretty good about this as a
Yes.
sample?
Yes.
Okay. The other thing about having something sort of over to the side like this is it's a little harder to center it up and get like a nice zoom.
Yeah. I can move if we want.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
These are more notes than
Yeah. Okay, that's perfect.
than things that need to change right now.
That's great.
Okay. How much do we want? What do we want?
How much do you want, Santiago?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
You can always retract to get more.
A nice clip of the branch,
Yeah.
a good amount, should be good.
Why not go
So
zoom
down to
video?
there kind of
Go
thing?
zoom.
Or
Yeah, just
Cool.
one of those, whatever is
below
easiest,
one
one
of
of the
those
branches.
branches? Yeah.
Beauty. Okay. Okay. Go wide video.
Go wide.
It's hard to see where the branches are on some of the other limbs from this angle, right?
Yeah, but you can see it in the
Oh, you
upper
can see
camera.
another, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe the branch closest to us,
Yep.
if that's easy for you, Gabby.
Mhm.
Yeah, we could take.
You're
like,
asking me to take the easiest sample?
oh, you can take the hardest sample, whichever one you like. You know,
What kind of a
whichever
challenge
branch
is
calls
that?
to you.
I feel like with how close I parked, the closest one might actually be the hardest.
Yeah, it actually might be the
Some
hardest.
folks
The middle one
online
is good too.
asking if we could zoom before retracting it, please.
I'm sorry?
Some
We've
people
got
online asking if we can get a zoom before we sample it.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Let's go for zoom video.
Thank you.
Did the polyps all just like...
Yeah, we touched it,
Oh,
and so they
That's
all
fun.
closed.
well. Do they take a while to come out or?
Oh yeah, they're not going to come out for a while.
Oh, trippy. I wish we were zoomed when we did that. Looks like octopus tentacles.
It does.
Thank
Okay,
you.
yep, thank you.
Go wide.
Coming wide.
Okay. Yeah, you can push in. I think upper is probably the most useful for this, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, upper's got the great view.
Really does.
I would go a little lower.
Yeah, I think I want to get probably fewer strands of it, right?
Yeah,
But
fewer
more-
strands,
but
like
longer.
closer down lower, so you get like a consolidated piece.
Yeah.
It'll sink better in the box if it's less pieces. But you see, it's very flexible.
I think that's it.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, that worked out right. And Data, where do we want to put this in the starboard side?
You get boxes A, B, or D. So the two forward ones or the one farthest aft for the small boxes?
The small boxes, the two forward ones, and the farthest aft?
Correct.
Okay, roger that. Switching to sample salvo. So I think before I let go of this, we're going to secure the starboard thruster, just in case.
Yeah.
So that is in relay isolation.
Okay. I'm also shifting quite a bit.
Okay, so let's,
if you want, I can
we're going to switch back
very
here.
gently back
There we
off
go.
and just go
Yeah,
down.
why don't you back off? You're not going to be able to do a whole lot of flying. But get out of stick lock
very
and just
gently
back up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just, you have so much less control when you got the starboard box out. But
I'm
then
just gonna land here.
Yeah, there you go. Nicely done. Good save.
Okay.
Cool.
There we go, and the coral is
Okay, switching back to sample salvo.
They are very flexible.
And
yeah, tell me about relay.
you're going to go into thrusters. And you want to secure starboard vertical, SV.
Okay. This one, and it's the command, yeah.
Yeah, just push it. And you'll see the vehicle shift. Sometimes it has more trouble holding position because you're using downs to stay.
Okay. Does it usually take a minute to?
Push on the grape. Yeah, there you go. It's just not, doesn't work.
No,
well.
I just didn't.
So you may need to add more vert.
Okay. So I might need to.
But yeah, you can see how well it stabilizes. Okay. Are you feeling pretty good?
Yeah, I think I'm feeling good.
Okay, this is going to go in the back box, I believe. Oh, I picked the box with no contrast. I'm going to put a white thing in a white box.
It'll be fine.
Well, you just wanted to do something really hard, didn't you?
I guess.
Just think your later samples will be easier.
Yeah.
There we go.
Nice.
Alright, I am closing starboard box.
Great.
Perfect. Okay. And can I go back to add special?
Great.
And Megan, that was sample 223.
Wonderful.
Megan, before we move off, could you please zoom out on the HYPACK survey?
Yeah.
And I want to look at the total rest of the waypoints. Which I think run through 10.
Oh, is there 10? I was like 9. Oh, yeah. There you go.
Okay, so we have
Are you okay if
3
I
hours to
unscrew
off bottom,
that thruster?
and we have 2 of them on this watch.
Good memory. There's a lot of dives where I do that, and then I just go a
And
whole
then you
dive
just keep
without
going,
it.
yeah.
So we'll
Let's try and get a pace so we definitely get through
Okay.
8 and on
7.
the way to 9 by the end
Okay.
of our
Good,
watch.
keep
How about
going.
that? So
Okay.
that's kind of the pace we need to set.
And we want to rock.
I'm going to put off getting a rock for now,
Okay.
and maybe we'll get one nearer the end. Maybe when we get to, if we get to 8, that looks like the shallowest point on the seamount.
Okay.
Is that right? If we just check back, it looked like 9 and 10 had some downhill to them as well. Oh, actually 7 might be good. No, 8's the shallowest, so let's make that the ambition.
Okay, rock at
We
8.
try and get to 8 and get a rock there, and then if that's as far as we get, then see how far the next watch can get to 9 and 10 before the money runs out on the parking meter.
Okay.
Thank you.
Alright, I'm to get back into Atalanta's. So we're...
And have we been doing 0.2 knots for our moves so far?
0.3.
We have been doing 0.3, okay. Let's keep it at that.
Some more of those bathy-pathies.
Yeah. Sounds like we might do a change for you in the seat or something, Sam, so.
Okay.
I have a question here. What area or radius can the ROV cover without the ship having to move? I'm assuming it depends on the length of the fiber optic cable.
Yeah, I think we probably tried to optimize that when we were doing the photogrammetry the other night. It can easily do 10 meters in a really well-controlled way, and you can get
20?
20 is our standard.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Like right now, we're 20 meters away from each other on the seafloor.
Oh, okay.
Great questions.
But Raya's going to come around, and then we'll get the ship moving.
I guess it's 20 when the ship and
Would you like a DVL
Atalanta
reset?
are stopped.
Sure, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Maybe when everything's moving, it's not so easy to... You have to keep all three things choreographed and moving at the same time, so it's... I think we can see that on one of the screens that we're transmitting to shore is the downward view from Atalanta to Herc. And it seems like when we're operating, it's kind of best practice is to try and keep Herc in the field of view. So
Copy, okay.
when Atlanta's moving, Herc shouldn't kind of
Can
go wandering off
20
to either
meters,
side.
015.
Okay, we're going 015.
We don't ever want to get to the stage that you get to with a reluctant puppy on a leash that has to be like tugged.
Kind of uphill. And
That's not good for the tether.
That percentage is pretty.
you want to look at it?
Sure.
We got a minute.
It's got like the ombre arms.
Talofa, Wisconsin.
Unfortunately, I think video is away from the desk, so
Oh, yeah,
we'll just
never
get,
mind.
we'll just get close.
We can just appreciate it.
We'll just appreciate it in all its unzoomed out glory.
Yeah, I guess we can't get too close because Iris.
Yeah, it just gets a little wibbly.
Eh.
Don't you like your oversaturated?
Guess you can just reverse back till the iris is right.
Oh, there's another bananaing.
Yep, that's what they're doing.
Sorry, what was that, Chris?
I was saying I guess we can always reverse back until the iris comes just good. Till
Yeah.
Samantha gets back.
Yeah, I'll stay a little farther off.
I think it looks like video's back in the saddle.
Oh, perfect. Do we want to?
No, we can keep going.
Okay. I have no concept for what's like important and not important when it comes to some fun stuff up there. I think if I go anymore though, I'm gonna start pulling Atalanta around.
What is
No, that's all good.
what is a DVL reset?
The DVL is the Doppler velocity log, and so it's a way that the ROV, the way you can track the ROV's motion over the seafloor. So the way we actually find our way around or know where the ROV has been are two things. One is it has little light beams that are actually tracking across the seafloor, or sound beams. So then it knows kind of where it's been compared to each move, but it still doesn't know exactly where on the surface of the planet it is. And the longer you go without resetting that, then the more error creeps into how far you might have drifted, of course.
Yep.
But then we have a second thing is we have a thing called the ultra-short baseline navigation. And
Everybody
that's
loves to
reaching
go
down
to
from the
Paragorgia.
seafloor, so we know where the ship is because we have
Ryan
GPS
and Megan, I'm
satellites.
gonna mess around with the
So it's trying to
tri-tech for a
range to
minute.
the
Let me know
vehicle.
if it starts to drive you crazy.
Okay.
That isn't as accurate. But what happens is when we sit in one place for a long time,
we are
we
in
get
a
lots and
20
lots
meter
of
ship move
fixes, and
right
so
now?
then just at that
Cool.
moment,
Thank you.
we know exactly where the vehicle
Sorry,
is.
we should have checked, but
No,
And so
you're
then
good.
we update the
You
DVL
guys
and
are
say,
showing really good
this is
judgment.
where you are in GPS right now. And then
I'm
as we
all in
move
on
off
your
again,
decisions. They're great.
then until the next time we stop, then we're basically just tracking by how far we've moved over the rocks. We're trying to work out, I've gone this
Just
far
a
on this
short
heading. But it's a bit like if you're out hiking and you didn't have a GPS feed or you're on Google Maps, you sit there and go,
Just a
okay,
wee
I'm just going to
little
walk
guy.
across this field and I'm going to go this far. And then you kind of like, you're either on target or not. And then if you get your phone out of your pocket and go, where am I really? And you look at the map app and go, oh, I'm actually not quite as far along as I thought I was.
Cool.
Alright.
Yeah, we can get going.
Okay. Perfect.
Megan and Rye.
Atalanta's
Yeah.
moving. Yep.
If you want, Megan, you can step into the pilot seat. Rye, if you want, you can take the seat I'm in.
Sure.
And if there's some sampling to do, I'll just bop back over.
Okay.
Sounds great.
Cool.
Let's
Get
do it.
yourself in a nice stable position
Okay.
for handover.
Just gonna.
I can't make this thing work.
If I put auto depth on, I'll just kind of like NXY, I just sit.
So yeah, every time you put auto alt on though, make sure you keep an eye on your vertical thrusters.
Yeah, okay.
Because sometimes if you're the first person who's pressed it in a while, they'll jam you into the bottom really fast.
Nice.
And you'll see that as like a big red stripe that's like
oh, okay.
really trying hard to get you into the bottom. And in which case you just tap it on, tap it off again, and then
Is that
tap
just
it
a
back
little,
on. It's just a feature. Yeah,
Cool.
It's just
Cool.
a little feature.
Yeah. Okay.
Little Easter egg for you to find. And forget. And rediscover again, many times over. I think it's going to be time for gauges too. I should have done another round, but.
The folks in the front are
Megan, I'm
doing
going to be
a
asking you so
musical
many
chair.
questions. Cool. Okay, so for starters, where are we going? We're on what?
In fact, we're ready to go to waypoint 7 next, right?
Okay. So,
Which
so if we're going to head to waypoint 7, let me see here. Uh-huh. And where's my bearing readout? Okay, 045. Oh, we got a ways to go. Okay. Yeah, okay, great. And you've been doing 20-meter moves? Okay. So our direction is going to be 045. So let's get the vehicle oriented. Let's get Atalanta's heading at 045. And let's get Herc in front of Atalanta at 045. You're in all autos right now. Do you usually fly with auto alt on? Or are you comfortable flying with your verts? Okay, well let's start with, let's start with just taking your auto XY and your auto alt off. So that button.
Front might be.
And then this button here.
Oh yeah.
And you're gonna try at first doing one at a time. Drive forward a little bit, pull up a little bit. Drive forward a little bit, pull up a little bit. Until that feels like something.
I don't think she's on SPL though. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So next, once you've pressed those buttons a few times, press your lats, go lateral to port until you get in the center of Atalanta's view.
Okay.
So we're just playing, I think as Belle's already explained, we've just been doing a quick rotation in the front row. We're giving Megan some chance to do some piloting
Nice.
And we're giving Gabby some chance to remember what it's like to be a navigator.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's probably
Yeah.
been, I think, 3 years or 4 years since I've sat in a nav seat.
Hey, someone's saying hi, Mom. Be specific.
Maybe it's to me.
No doubt. And once you're in the center of that screen and it'll look like Atalanta's pointing at you,
Maybe it's
then
to
I'll
you,
put in
Belle.
a moot. I'll put in
Yeah,
a
but
moot.
they can't see me.
They can
I'm
hear you.
assuming.
No, they can see you. This camera looks down the whole row.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
Should they be out of
Who's your
school?
mama?
Are they allowed to be out of
That's
school
what
yet?
we wanna.
Nice job, Megan.
No, it's not out yet. Oh,
Okay.
today's Thursday. Yeah.
Okay. Better not be them then. Gave themselves away.
Are they moms? Oh, so it's probably me. Wow.
Really good altitude control. That's working great.
Yeah, thanks.
You're in a great position now, so let's take that heading of 045.
Okay.
Oh, it is my daughter.
Yeah, it is your daughter.
Hi, Tati. Love you. Miss you guys.
Hi, Belle's daughter.
That's funny.
And take a look at your altitude right now. You're pretty high up,
Yeah.
6 meters.
Actually, yeah, if anyone else had a kid and was
The
saying hi,
color,
Mom,
you
then
gotta
they
get
should
to
have been in
that
bed by
color.
now.
Yeah.
Way past the
Yeah,
bedtime.
true.
And do you know how to figure out what your auto head is actually set to?
No.
Okay, so you're going, see this yellow
Oh,
here?
the yellow. Okay.
Turn yourself until that yellow hits the 045.
Okay.
Or actually until your red dial hits the 045 and then let go.
Mm-hmm.
Stop there.
There's a rock.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, nice job. Now,
Now hit auto.
you don't need to do any other autos.
Okay.
You can drive ahead a little and you'll get that rock off of your port side. It might pull you around a little bit. You're dragging on it, but that's okay. You also there might be a little current, so put a little bit of starboard lateral on.
Okay.
Great, and you can drive ahead a little bit more, and I can call in a ship move.
Okay.
Bridge, nav. Can I get a 20-meter move at 0.2 going 045? Great, that's awesome. Okay, you're set up well. We know that this is going to take a little while for the
Right.
move to set in.
Video, can we go for Zoom on this?
So fast. I haven't even finished telling you you can look at stuff and you're already in it.
I'm afraid video's occupied elsewhere at
Oh,
the moment, so
okay.
zooming is not an option.
I wanted to see this Munidopsis.
Hey, Gabby, your mom's saying hi.
Oh, hey, Mama. So glad you're watching. Thanks for passing that along, Belle.
Yeah, of course. Shout out to all the daughters and moms.
Yeah, no kidding, huh? Thanks for raising me right.
Shout out to Manumalo Academy. Go Flames.
I wish we had auto iris.
Yeah. Well, the auto iris is the thing that went black on us earlier. I don't know how
Oh.
much faith I have in auto iris.
It's looking great on my camera, but
Oh,
a
yeah.
bit lower.
Yeah, lower looks so
Yeah,
good
that
right
looks
now.
Good, yeah.
Megan, do you end up getting your hands on the lower cam images?
Yeah, I do get them.
Okay.
I haven't used them because they don't match up with the HD, and so it gets really confusing.
Oh, okay. You got video back.
Okay.
Woohoo.
We can go look at that.
Yeah, you're going to get put through your paces for sure. This is a really seriously cold seat, Megan.
I know. This is why I have to bring my blanket.
This is like the cold air is like blowing right. It's like an Arctic wind blowing right on me.
Yeah, no.
It's like a full-on like Willowa here.
Sitting in this seat was like a warm hug. It really felt so good.
Okay. We're moving pretty slow, and you're moving faster than you're gonna get ahead of us basically.
Okay, no, I'm gonna look at this coral.
Okay.
I'm back in the video seat, by the
The
way,
one
so
I can't
we're
see.
good.
We're saying thank you for the detailed explanation, Chris.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Glad it wasn't too much.
I'm doing like a full like sitting in the passenger seat pumping the brakes thing. Like I just like reached for the winch.
Look how tall this coral is.
Is that a bamboo coral?
Yep.
Nice flying, Megan.
Megan, have you piloted before?
I have, but not for very long. So.
Do you enjoy it?
I do enjoy it. I get to
I was gonna say
look at whatever I want.
This is why
It's
not
like-
for very long.
Is it like real life fathom burst?
Yeah, it's like real life.
It was, yeah. When she said not very long, it was like 8 hours, but she only went 2 meters. It wasn't very long in distance.
I got to pilot a little bit last year when we were in ONC, and we were waiting for the basket to be lowered.
Uh-huh.
So I
then
sat
you
in
could
the
look around
seat,
as much
I
as
got
you
a
like,
little
huh?
low down, and then I saw an octopus and chased it, and it was the best day of my life.
That sounds amazing. How intuitive do you find it?
It's decently intuitive, and every vehicle's a little bit different.
Do you want to make this
So-
coral look pretty in the lower
Yeah,
cam?
can we go for zoom?
Oh, I was going to get you just to drive up
I
the
wanna look at
coral.
the
I was going to make the
polyps.
pilot work for it.
I want to look at the polyps. I tend to find that people who have spent a lot of time watching other people pilot are very good pilots. You can get a lot from just sitting with it. Like, this is beautiful. Nice job.
Thanks. I just want to see I want to do the thing I see you do all the time.
And you're doing it. It looks great.
Look at that.
It looks really awesome.
All right, zoom out.
Coming out.
Atalanta's getting its move on,
Sweet.
and I am turning into a block of ice.
I know, it's so cold over there. I'm sorry.
Not your fault.
That's the real reason Megan never got to fly for very long.
Yeah, no one wants to sit over there.
It's like, Gabby wanted the warm seat back, and she's never going to complain about the temperature again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fly over this coral, and then we'll come back down.
I've been wondering, on the bottom right of bubble is this line that's always in view. Is it a reflection or something in the lens?
Double ray.
Oh, it's a funny reflection on the lens.
Okay, okay.
On upper, you mean?
Oh, yeah, sorry, upper.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean upper.
It's a funny lens flare.
Okay, it always makes me think
Yeah.
it's something every time I look at it.
We
and then-
clean it all the time, and we can't get it to go away.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
that
like light
happens.
reflecting off of the arm in some way. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
Hey, Chris and Mary, Rebecca typing in. She said she heard from Mandy that Sage detected a volcano discharging
Yeah.
CO2.
Hi, Rebecca.
Yep.
It's so nice to hear from you.
Yeah.
We did.
Hi,
we were
Rebecca.
at Vailulu for the last few days before this dive, and we had 2 Sages which were detecting methane and CO2 emissions, and we were able to map the CO2 distribution coming out
Are
of
you okay
different
with
vent
another
sites.
move going in?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Bridge, nav. Yeah, let's get another 20-meter move, 045 going 0.2.
So Belle, the Rebecca who just wrote in is Rebecca Rutstein. She's an artist who's been to sea with both me and with Mary recently in the last year or two. She has this really cool thing that the base of her paintings, the first thing she does is she works a lot with acrylic paint. And so she has canvases that she paints on and mounts them vertically in the studio at sea. But the first thing she does is puts them horizontally on the bench, pours the acrylic, and then lets the wave motion of the ship dictate where the acrylic goes. So you get these amazing abstract swirly patterns of where things start.
That's cool.
And then, yeah, she gets inspired by both geology and biology of different things and having conversations with the scientists on board of, and she then sort of like takes that out into abstractions, which can be things like, on the cruise I was on, one of the things we were doing was doing multi-beam mapping. And so then she would look at like the three-dimensional like network, like the stuff we were doing with Norbit the other day. And then actually she would have loved that when they had the little cubes, when Rennie was saying it was like minefield. But she did that, but then I was amazed that she would then like hand paint that really delicately out at sea on a moving ship. She would do these things of like doing this intricate network of stuff. It was
That's cool.
I'd seen her work and loved it before, but
If you
then
turn to
seeing
starboard, there's
how
a pretty awesome...
done.
she worked at it to make it happen on a moving ship was just like, yeah, that was
There's
amazing
one of her
further insight.
paintings. There's one of her paintings downstairs in
there's
the
a-
data
there's
lab.
a whole bunch
if
of
you
them.
want to have a look.
It's downstairs?
Yeah, in the data lab of this ship is one of Rebecca's older paintings.
So she's been on Nautilus.
She must have been out here.
I guess she must
She'll
have
have to
been.
write in and tell us
Yeah.
when she was
So
here.
many
And
of these guys.
we first met because we didn't go to sea together in Tahiti.
Yeah.
She was meant to be artist on an expedition I had. Actually, I was trying to go and work on a seamount like Bailulu'u called Te Ahisha, which is offshore of Tahiti. And Rebecca had won a competition to be the resident artist with the Schmidt Ocean Institute. And then they had some problems with the ship, and so we never left port. But in fact, the science party had arrived early, so we'd already had to move off the ship to make room for some engineers. And poor Rebecca, by the time she arrived, she already knew she had to turn around and get sent straight back home. And I just said, well, at the very least, I'm going to send a taxi to come get you, and you can come out and meet the scientists and come meet us for lunch. So we at least actually got to meet each other in person there, but that was as close as we got. And that was 2016, so it took another 7 years to before I came up with the opportunity for her to come back to sea with me. And I was surprised she still showed up because she became a much more famous and well-known scientist, artist, and all kinds of people were queuing up to get her to come to sea with her by 2023. So I felt pretty privileged that she came along, and yeah, she did a body of like 10 paintings.
Okay, zooming out.
And she's also just made a, you know, we've been doing all this work with an AUV and trying to follow our hydrothermal plume. She has an exhibit up right now. She can write in and correct me from memory. I think it might be, actually I'm going to check. I have the text.
It's the Bridget Meyer Gallery in Philadelphia.
Great, thank you. And she's actually made a three-dimensional cloud, like a hydrothermal plume, made of little, I think they're metal discs hung with nylon thread, each one hung independently. So that it's a mobile moving sculpture.
And she has a display of 30 paintings that she did on every single day of a recent hydrothermal cruise, which we were doing in Guaymas Basin back in April of this year. And so you have like a artistic diary of every single day of a hydrothermal exploration cruise.
Wow.
It is beautiful.
Wow. Someone message, that sounds amazing, but incredibly messy on the boat.
Art is
And
good
Art is
messy.
messy.
Science is also really messy.
Full
And science
name-
smells worse.
full name, surname is Rutstein. I saw somebody was asking what was the full name.
Yeah. R-U-T.
Yeah, Rebecca Rutstein.
I'm going to search her after. Got it. Thanks. Sorry.
All right. Go for zoom. Got some nice crinoids on this one. This is a gorgia. You can tell because it has all the lined up branches. It's a type of chrysogorgic coral.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to keep moving forward.
All right, you can zoom out.
And keep yourself lined up properly. It looks like you're in good shape. I'm just keeping an eye on the sonars there.
Yeah.
Make sure we keep moving uphill. Good zoom.
And Val Brown has sent us a little message just to point out that on a previous dive, we saw tiny snails that were on the side of a polyopogon sponge that was facing the current.
Yeah, the polyopogons.
So that might be a particular thing to look out for.
Your movement is a little bit biased to port, so counter that with some lateral to starboard.
Okay.
Must be getting some current or something. Don't be afraid to go heavy on the lats to get yourself back to the center. Interesting. Do you mind if I do something for a second? I'm going to take this stick from you. Can you vert up a bit? Just to get yourself off the bottom here. Okay, so what I'm trying to do right now is get us back to the center of the screen.
Okay.
And you are getting a bit pushed to port. So you can go, right now we've got 50% joy gain. So if you do this, you're only going to go half speed.
I see.
You can take over.
Okay.
Get yourself back to the center, and then you can drift around a bit more. I've just got my eye on a little bit of stuff in the Atalanta sonar right now that I want to make sure Atalanta can get up and over.
Okay.
There you go. You mind if I put in another move?
Yeah,
keep
let's
things
go.
going?
That's good.
Bridge, nav.
That's a lot of sea stars.
Yeah, it's
I'm going to make it a little longer this time.
Yeah, 30 might be good.
Can I have a 30-meter move? That's 30 meters. Going 045 at 0.2.
Is there a reason why they're in one, a lot of them in one area and then a few in the other areas, or?
It could be better current in certain areas. You see how like that rock over there has a lot of resingids on it. They will congregate in high areas.
How do you feel about jumping off into space?
Okay.
Okay.
Got your life jacket on?
Yeah. So when we do this, you want to stay sort of reasonably close to Atalanta. Rye will keep a nice tight delta. So you basically don't want to have Herc like over the cliff, but Atalanta at the top of the cliff, right? So like if you're about to jump off, you want Atalanta on top of you.
Yeah, we want to be like this.
Yeah, exactly. So you're sort of looking at it. It doesn't look like it's very far down, but it's good practice to just sort of try and keep the vehicles lined up. So you can start heading down a little bit, see what you see. It looks like it might be a short descent. What are these contours, 10 meters?
10, yeah.
Yeah, so it's probably not more than 10 meters, maybe 15. So it'll be a bad view for a little bit. And remember to watch that port set that you're getting. I see it already.
Yeah.
Which makes sense with all the filter feeders here, right?
Yeah, that you
It
get some
probably does
current.
make sense that there's a current coming around the edge of the shallow point.
Check
This
out
is
those
a local.
sponges
This
too.
is a local high. So
Yeah, this is where the sponges hang out.
The Valley of the Sponges.
just below Brisingit Hill. This is becoming full adventure day for Megan. She gets to be
Ultimate
pilot.
Adventure Day.
Yeah,
It's
this
like-
is great.
And she's driving
She's
too.
like navigator, watch lead, pilot, and fits in a bit of base jumping as well.
Yeah, yeah. Why not?
I think we should all take a 20-minute break and come back and...
Just let her get on with it. Rock and roll. Let's go get the cake.
Nice job. Argus's altitude is 33. A nice thing to do is make sure the Argus's altitude is greater than the delta.
Okay.
And you've got that right now. So we're sort of in a happy place.
That is also, Megan, something I'm watching too, so you can always ask if you...
I appreciate it. It's good to have a whole team.
Yeah, we
here.
have a lot
Yeah.
of eyes on everything all the time.
There must be some decent current right here.
Are you thinking about all the sponges that live here?
Yeah.
I think we're dipping down into this saddle, and it seems like saddles are a great place to be a sponge.
I would agree with that.
It's like the wind blowing through the pass in the mountains.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of marine snow here as well.
So is marine snow like sort of containing food for sponges?
Yeah, that's what they're eating.
Megan's got huge followers online.
Nice.
Yeah.
Every time Megan, Rye, Gabby.
It's a crack team.
Yep. Man, that is hella cool.
Such a weird and wonderful landscape.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
See, that's all. This is all that wind farms are trying to emulate, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
It's
like an
it's
offshore
sponge
wind farm.
farms.
It's basically sponges already did that. It's like, hey, there's a prevailing direction. Let's just put stuff up and harvest goodness out of it. So.
Nice job correcting for the current right there.
Got a really great question coming in. Is everybody cross-taught in other disciplines? Or are there career paths like navigator to pilot?
I think everybody's path is a little bit different.
Yeah.
You know, like what you want to do and how you came into it in your career has widely varied. We all have very different stories.
Yeah, and I've sat in every seat in the front row and most in the back over the years.
Everything but the sleeping bag, right?
I haven't sat in the sleeping bag, and I've never sat in your seat, Chris.
No?
No, I have not. Oh no, you know what? I have never sat in the SCF seat either.
Have you sat in the video seat?
Yeah, a little bit here and there.
You never sat here? SCF,
I've never sat the SCF before.
Well, it's right here if you'd like to trade.
Yeah, maybe.
Cool comment here. You found where Ursula keeps all the poor, unfortunate souls.
Oh my gosh, that's what these
Yeah.
are.
So good.
That's funny.
That is amazing.
I never thought about
That
it.
is
like that before.
amazing. That is a very vivid image for me.
Unfortunate souls.
It's amazing. I love that.
Oh no, I really wanted to look at that thing, but we're not in a good spot.
Malo
for it.
Jason. Jason's been following us every time.
You're doing a great
Yeah.
job of staying in a stable sort of configuration too.
Just waiting for you to catch up to me so we can get going.
In this spot, actually, you can probably start moving a little bit. We're pretty close to
yeah, see
underneath.
the tether.
Yeah, you see the tether. It's nice to keep the tether, just that loop of the tether out a little bit in front of Atalanta, because if that loop ends up right underneath Atalanta, you'll get these like half twists,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, we saw that before.
Yeah, so it's really nice if you can see this. If you look at one of the Atalanta utility cams, you can see that Atalanta's camera is facing straight down right now, so that sort of gives you a sense. It's nice to be under Atalanta, but not too far under Atalanta, you know, going down, but not going down too fast, like just a bunch of balancing acts here.
Yeah.
Heading downhill with an ROV is just not that fun. It's just part of it.
Base jumping
Yeah.
with the ROV.
Are you okay for another move?
Yeah, let's go. We don't want to be in the water
Bridge
column longer than
nav.
we have to.
Can I get another move? 04530 meters at 0.2. I'm starting to see the end of this, I think, in Atalanta.
Okay.
You're doing a great job with some challenging and not that fun flying here.
Well, you know, can't let me get lost in the weeds too much. I need to work on my skill set.
It's funny because I feel like we all enjoy you getting lost in the weeds the most. But
We learn so much more about
we're
the
all
weeds
like,
than we'd otherwise
yeah,
find.
I guess we have objectives.
Yeah, we do need to accomplish our objectives.
Yeah, I think flying when you have fewer visual references is really good practice.
Yeah, you gotta like fly by your gauges, right?
Yeah.
Looking at the altitude, checking out
Yeah, so like
positions.
right now Atalanta's altitude is slightly lower than our delta.
And can you think what that means, Megan, for what you should do?
I probably should let you guys catch up to me.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. You're doing a great job of like sort of treading this sort of line. It's getting to the steepest part here.
We gotta have something to look at, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and you kind of set us up so we have something to look at, which is nice.
More poor unfortunate souls.
Yeah, wild.
Got a pilot fan here. Says Gabby's great, Bob is funny, and Dan is the legend. The legend.
Dan is the legend.
And then someone just said, I suggest to Elon Musk that his crew gets hired to pilot the first ROVs on this crew, to pilot the first ROVs on Mars.
Get lost amongst the potatoes that Matt Damon planted.
And
You can probably get zooms on stuff.
we'll get to see some bouncing broccoli too, yeah?
Yeah, with all that low gravity.
like-
Oh man, the broccoli would bounce so well.
That's so well.
I'm thinking about making the next move a bit faster. 0.3.
Okay, yeah.
You seem to not have any trouble keeping up, so.
There's a little polyopogon.
Does it have any snails on it?
No, no snails. Only the big ones seem to have the snails. I haven't seen a really big one. We did when we landed at 3,000. There was quite a few big ones.
Maybe that's what will be waiting for us at the bottom of the cliff.
Perhaps.
Only one way to find out.
Yep, Tito's great too.
Oh, what's this?
What is it?
It's a
little
polychaete
worm.
worm. Trying to focus on things on the water column is really hard, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't envy anybody that job.
Not even Mesobot.
Well, I mean, that
That's what it was.
is
It's its,
Mesobot's job.
it's its own life's goal. Yeah. It's like, don't demotivate the Mesobot.
Well, we can't take Mesobot's job from it.
Quite.
It would be really sad.
The mournful songs of the Mesobot.
Yeah. Be like, I have no work.
the Mesobot-
ROVs are trying to be me.
The Mesobot lament.
So I guess after this we're jumping off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I hope so. This
It's leveled out a
slope
little
has
bit
been
here for me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Slope has been taking its time.
Do you have red lights on the ROV to see different, different organisms that are drawn to different lights?
I think we have in the past. We do not currently. It depends. Like, I think sometimes a researcher will bring out like a low light camera or some different color lights or something like that. But it's not sort of part of our basic package.
Actually, you just reminded me, Gabby, when you were saying we shouldn't be, ROV shouldn't be trying to steal
Oh, you're getting a
Mesobot's
good
job.
zoom.
I just found out from a colleague who's been following along that she was out for dinner
Right,
last night
zoom
with
out.
Peter Domenical, our director at HUI, and Dana Yoga.
Uh-huh.
And Dana pulled out his phone and was busy showing off the highlights from when we were doing our sampling at the Ben sites the other night.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
So
It was
he
good to
like
see
it was
Dana
nice-
again.
Yeah. It's
That's
nice
awesome.
to see that mutual love in, right?
Yeah.
We're singing the songs of the Mesobot. And
Yeah.
Mesobot's papa is showing off what we're doing out here with her.
Yeah, that's great.
So do we want to get more lined up before we go off the cliff here?
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
So it's going to get a little disorienting here. So you really want to keep an eye on your depth.
Okay.
You might even consider auto depth, which I can do for you, actually.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you auto depth. There's auto depth. Now you're not going to go downhill and you can get yourself lined up.
Coming around.
So you sort of get to pick your poison how you want to keep track of your depth. You can either do it by looking at depth, you can do it by looking at delta, you can do it by looking at the seafloor, but it's a little bit of a thing. You just don't want to end up in that situation where your delta is too much greater
Yeah.
than Argus's altitude. So I'm going to take your auto depth off and you can start to cruise down.
Okay.
And you can get out a little bit in front as well. Bridge nav. Let's get another 30-meter move going, 045. This time let's go 0.3 knots. Nice. So your delta now is 32. You're
Yeah,
not
sorry,
going to be able
I'm
to.
trying to catch up.
No, you're doing great. Atalanta at this point can only go down as much as it can go down.
Yeah.
So Herc's sort of job is to kind of match it and not go too far, which you're looking good. We're still not quite at the bottom of this.
Yeah. My altitude was reading unknown.
Yeah, your altitude is, so your DVL right now is right in the,
Yeah.
is right on the bottom. So you're within the near field of the Doppler.
Right.
So it's not going to give you any good data.
I see.
I'm surprised we don't need to reset right now. Yeah, actually,
Hitting the bottom.
Rye, you might be hitting the bottom. Rye, can you tilt the HD down as much as it'll go?
Yeah, absolutely. So not looking at Herc? Or are you talking about?
Herc's HD.
Sorry. Yes, Herc's HD.
I might give her a little bit more to look at.
Yeah.
Put like a little bit of porch in the frame.
Oh yeah, that might be helpful.
Yeah, it was tilted way up.
Oh
so.
yeah, we were like
Yeah.
looking off.
There
into
you
space.
go.
That's
Uphill,
much better.
so,
Thank
yeah.
you.
What, you like having visual references for where you are?
You know, maybe.
Fancy.
I know I ask a lot.
The substrate's changing quite a bit.
Yeah.
And so the ship's moving a little bit faster now, just to be aware of that.
Okay.
Got a message. Gabby is such a great teacher. Yep.
I know.
Oh,
I
thanks.
really
Yeah.
appreciate
She's there?
Gabby's
Definitely.
teaching.
She's amazing.
Was that?
Don't get
Isn't-
too much farther
isn't
out
Gabby
in
great?
front of me,
Yep.
because I
I love listening to Gabby.
Mm.
am
I
pretty,
feel like even I
high
could
up.
do it after I've hit.
So thanks,
She
guys.
explains things so clearly.
Yeah, I'm waiting to be called in the front, so.
Oh, that's why you were offering the seat.
Yeah. Just kidding.
Sure, Gabby, you can have the SCF feet.
Yeah, watch us crash.
No, you won't crash us. If we get an opportunity, Belle, I'd love to have you up here. I'll keep an eye out for one.
Sweet.
Yeah, no, I'd be nervous.
Video.
I'd rather help out
I'd
at
like
the...
to zoom on this.
You'll be fine.
Yes.
Totally good.
You would be great.
Okay.
Gabby will be
Zoom in.
right beside you the whole way.
Yeah, I got your back.
I'll be SCF.
Yeah, Chris German would be a great SCF.
Yeah, of course.
Look at it.
You're awesome.
So cool.
This is a topic that you might be interested in. Remember how he said that he was going to recommend our team to pilot Mars?
Yep.
And now he's saying, of course, there's no ocean on Mars, but there's an ocean on Europa.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that right? Could he tell me more about that?
So that's why
Yeah.
I said you'd be interested in commenting.
So yeah, in fact, that's it. That's my next gig after I
Samantha,
get
we
off
can zoom
here.
now.
Okay.
Like this
Thanks.
cruise has just under a week left to go. And then I'm flying home. I'm going to be home for a week. And then I'm actually heading down to Florida to watch the Europa Clipper spacecraft launch to actually go learn more about the habitability of that ocean on Europa.
Cool.
It's been a weird thing. It felt kind of freaky about 10 years ago when I started thinking about it, of how can oceanographers help understand oceans beyond Earth. And turns out it's made for a really fun collaboration with planetary scientists of telling us what they do know. And it's just like ocean exploration, right? There's so much you don't know. It gives you plenty of opportunity to wonder and ask smart questions and then think about, well, what are we going to do about that? Which is exactly what leads us all out here. That's why we're here on this seamount, looking at places nobody's ever been before.
And earlier on this same cruise, we had a NASA researcher who was testing out some plume tracking algorithms. So he was working remotely from Colorado and
Bridge now.
trying to develop an algorithm to use the AUV Sentry to target the most interesting features of hydrothermal
Can I get
cubes.
another move? 30 meters, 045, going 0.3 knots.
We're even getting love for Samantha in the chat now. We got a great zoom.
Yep.
Samantha came through just now. I'm just learning how to be SCF for next week. It's, watching over Belle's shoulder just to see how that goes.
Practicing for your next
Yeah,
gig.
exactly. My upgrade. So when I'm looking to get promoted out of watch leader, see, it's like, don't touch anything. Don't type anything. We don't trust you. What
could
kind of
someone
biology is
tell
that, Rob?
me our current depth? It doesn't show on my screen for some reason.
2394.
2394, thank you. And data, I've just finished pump 5 and started pump 6. So I have
Okay.
some information for you whenever you would like it.
All right.
Just let me write down
1 moment.
2394.
Okay, pump 5. What's the end time?
So it finished at 0140.
Okay. And volume?
150048.
Okay.
And pump 6 also started at 0140.
And the depth?
2394.
Okay. Gabby, did you get that sample?
Ha!
Double click on where we are.
Yeah.
and then right click, and then choose properties.
Okay.
And then you can type in the sample NA165-224.
And then just press OK?
Yeah.
Are you looking at the seastar?
Yay,
Yeah, I'm
Gabby.
looking at the seastar.
Do you want me to tilt your camera?
I
Thanks.
did do it. I
It's
choose to
arrived.
navigate.
It's on the map, Gabby. You're on the map. You've autographed the seafloor with your annotation.
Got some comments here.
Right, can we go
Megan
for
is genius. Too, she's my role model, super smart. Chris just snacked me in the feelings talking about exploration.
I did what?
Snacked me in the fields
Sorry.
Oh,
talking about
Aw.
exploration.
Oh, that's weird.
oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, I like this one.
Oh, wow. Oh.
I don't know what this one is.
You want to bring it home?
I kind of want to bring it home.
Oh my gosh.
Megan, I want you to look at the mesotech for a second to see what you just came down. That would be a bear to even go up, and you got down it. So that was some awesome flying.
Thank you.
It's
Yeah,
really
that's
steep.
it
wow.
was a crazy.
Really steep, really crappy flying.
It's behind you.
Yeah, and yeah. That was awesome.
Oh,
Did you want to get that sea star, Megan?
Yeah, let me just.
Okay, let me stop the ship. Bridge nav.
I think she deserves it, don't you?
I do.
It's like, give that pilot a star.
Okay, can you stop the ship?
Pink star.
Nice, nice.
Okay, so in order to get that, you're actually going to need to turn around.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
We're also not going to have a ton of time because where Atalanta is going to settle out is not going to be, may not be in a place where we can do this. So we're going to have to work quickly.
No pressure. I'll set the timer.
Okay.
You want the seat?
Ugh.
Good? Okay. Yeah, science.
Probably suction it and then stick it in the box. There we go. Let's see if I can get down here. I can just keep. Yeah, I'm just trying to push into this rock a little bit.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And what chamber are we going to, Data?
Yeah, no, you kind of like
You wanna try?
suck it and then you put it in the box.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. Suction pump is coming on.
So we don't
I'm
need
gonna
a suction chamber, it's just going to go in the bio box.
Yeah, yeah. Which bio box would you like to go to? There's the two small ones on the starboard.
I guess it's
Go to a
going
chamber.
in. I didn't
Oh.
expect that to happen.
Are
Wow.
we in a yeah.
Where did it go?
We don't have
Is
the
it
sample
just
cell
gone out the
on.
back of flush?
Yeah, sorry, let me get bucket. Well, we are in the flush jar.
All right, well, you said you're going to move fast. The star certainly did.
We did indeed.
Now you know what it's going to feel
so
like
that's
for
a type
me
of
on the
cookie
front.
star in the family Goniastridae.
Yeah, absolutely.
You see how fast that star moved? That's what it's going to be like in my bunk when we get the 9-foot waves back this weekend.
I have a question. How far do sea stars and brittle stars travel?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, they can
It might
go
be stuck.
pretty far.
Which slurp jar did that end up in?
It was flush
It was
in
in the,
theory.
went straight into the flush.
In the flush jar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that have no filter on it on the back end? You can just climb out the exhaust.
Well, it's got a few hours to try its escape.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm at a
because you
good
passed
delta,
me.
but
Well, if we really hightail it to 70, it'll just be pressed back against the back of the jar, right? The acceleration.
Maybe we should put some food in there with it so it stays to have a snack.
And now you got that as sample 225.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Underneath. Yep. I didn't expect it to fold in half.
Oh, Gabby.
I thought the seastar was going to be a little more robust.
Oh yeah, Gabby, we need you to drop a sample location, I think, on the map. Hey,
Gabby, now, data.
Can you double click on where we were on your map
we need
there?
to put in a sample number. Come on, navigator. Oh, she's back.
Okay, can you tell me what that sample number is? Sorry,
Yes.
I'm getting behind with my actual duties here. 225?
That's correct.
It's not an official warning. You're not in risk of suspension yet from being navigator.
To be fair, she's training 2 people
At the same time and trying to do. Wow,
Chris, you feel like trying on her shoes.
I was thinking about being cheeky and just like sneaking behind you all just then and sitting in the navigator's chair just to drop the sample location, but
I feel like this van is the one place you can't be
wild.
sneaky.
This is really beautiful. Wow.
Oh,
okay,
I want this
you're in a very stable spot right now. So I would love to take another look at the slurp, at the suction sampler, and see if we can't get that starfish to show up somewhere.
I've still been trying to.
Can I just say that, like, when I saw on the map there were all those straight contours, I didn't realize they'd actually drawn them on the seafloor as well.
I would totally put this as art in my home.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I'm just gonna let's pin.
Oh, someone moved my camera.
That was
that
me.
was your
Sorry,
pen.
I should have. No.
I was like,
no.
okay.
Sorry, I definitely should have told you that.
It's okay.
Absolutely. Sorry, Megan. We are just trying to find the starfish. Yes, I can.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
Great.
Until I can't.
It's a dancing rock. We can set that to music for Adam later.
Did it maybe go into another jar?
We have only been between flush and 7. I'll check 7, but I also.
Oh, and if it is, because if it's like just upstream of that.
Yeah.
Is chamber 7 available?
Yes.
Yeah, chamber 7 is available, and we are wondering if we can switch to chamber 7, because if it does go into this chamber, then it will get churned up by the rock.
Okay.
Yeah, chamber 7 is
That's
open.
good. Do that.
Okay, affirmative, going to chamber 7. Okay, I'm gonna run suction into that.
It was traveling so fast, it's amazing to think it might have found someone to take a grip, right?
Yeah.
It's probably just bracing itself. It's got little legs stuck out against all 5 legs, pointing against a different part of the hose circumference on the inside.
It's like, I'm not going. It's just inside of the green.
Yeah, all right.
Weird. Maybe you went to the same place as that other coral.
Somewhere in the ROV is a